Don, can you hear me? How about you, Colin? Can you hear me?
Muted.
Yes, I can hear you.
Hi, Colin. How are you?
Hey, Scott, can you hear me?
I hear you loud and clear.
Okay.
Where are you located?
I'm here in San Antonio.
Oh, great. Have we met before?
I don't think we've met, but I know Tracy.
Okay. Have you already joined EXP?
I have, yeah. I've been here a few months.
Okay. Awesome. Well, welcome to the wealth chart training. I'm going to get, who's your sponsor, Colin?
It's Tyler Royke.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know Tyler. All right. Well, I'm going to leave the mic open. If you've got other stuff going on, you can mute yourself. Otherwise, I'm going to leave everybody's mic open to answer questions. Bill, I see you are on there. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you perfect.
Great. Welcome to the training. Where are you located, Bill?
In Flower Mound, Texas, just north of Dallas.
Good for you. And who's your sponsor?
Actually, Rob Fleck.
Rob who?
Rob Fleck.
Never heard of him.
Yeah, and if you would prefer we not be on this, he invited us to come, told us to come watch this because it was amazing.
So have you joined yet?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right. And I know Don is on here. Don, maybe you can unmute yourself, or maybe you don't have a mic on your computer. So if you want, if you have questions, Don, you can always text those at the bottom, and I'll. There's a little chat window down there at the bottom, and I can try to answer your questions. So I do this once a week, and there's never a whole lot of people on here. This tends to attract people that are really serious about wanting to build revenue share. And obviously that comes with time. Some people, it's not a big priority when they join EXP. For others like myself and Rob Flick, it's the reason we joined EXP, because we get it. And once you get this and understand it, you can't get it out of your blood. I mean, it just bubbles and burns and boils, and it'll keep you up at night, because the power of this is like nothing ever created in real estate before. And so really the goal of this, and we're talking about being a ninja, right? And a ninja is someone that eventually is going to make, $100,000 a month in residual income. And I don't know any of his current financial situation, but I bet there's not one person on here that $100,000 a month in mailbox money wouldn't change their lifestyle a little bit. And so, and I believe that's going to happen for many people in this company over the next 2 to 3 years. And so once, knowledge is power. And once you understand how the revenue share works and really get it, that creates excitement, and excitement creates activity, and activity creates results, and then results create more excitement, and it's just a vicious cycle, right? And so I believe that this training is very powerful, because I believe once you really understand the model and what you can do with the revenue share, it's very empowering. And so all of us ninjas have a wealth chart where we can see it and look at it every single day. Mine, if you come to where I live, or if you see me live on any of my videos, you know what, I can probably do that right now, actually. Let me see if I can do this on this. I know how to do it on Zoom, but it says there's a problem starting your webcam. Okay, maybe I can't do that. But anyway, right behind me on about a 4 foot by 5 foot whiteboard, a dry erase board, I have my wealth chart, and it has circles on the left, just like that. Obviously, I do those with my mouse. So on my whiteboard, I used a shot glass. So they're better circles, but you want to duplicate this exactly. And we have a copy of this on our Facebook page where you can see it and pull that up so you can create your own. But I will tell you, if you don't have this on a board, Gene Frederick carries it around in his pocket. Rob Flick carries it around on a poster board. And so when he shows up at trainings, he can pull it out and show people. But everyone that's winning and winning big has it somewhere where they can look at it and see it every single day. And that is your wealth chart. And so obviously the goal as a ninja is to get 100 personals in your career. All right. But you're going to have short-term goals as you're building out your wealth chart. And that's these circles here. And these circles represent your personals. Now, there's 3 ways to get personals, and all of them revolve around exposing other people to the opportunity. And there's 3 ways to do that. There's one-on-one. I'll do it different, one-to-one, right? And if you're comfortable with that and you get the PowerPoint presentation and you can sit down with coffee after you've seen this thing a dozen times, you're going to be like, step over, Rob, I can do it myself, right? And so, there are times where you're going to have a really big agent that, you can't get them on a webinar, or you can't get them to a lunch and learn because they don't want to be seen, publicly, that you need to go and sit down with them one-on-one. So a ninja definitely can do a one-on-one presentation. You don't have to be able to do one-on-ones to build a big business. All right. Second and third way are the webinars and the lunch and learns. The lunch and learns are the most important part of our business. That's the thing that makes us duplicatable, and that's what creates the culture. And every one of the leaders should block out 2 hours a week where they go to a lunch and learn. And matter of fact, every one of your agents should be doing that. Everybody at EXP should be doing that. Because if you think about it, if you take one agent to a lunch during the year that signs up and they're a capper, the average agent stays with the company 10 years. That's $2,800 a year. That's one agent represents $28,000 to you. And that's if they never, ever attract another person. So that 2 hours a week is equal to $1 million listing appointment. And that's the way I explain it to new agents. And that's the fundamental. And also the meetings need us just as much as, we need the meetings. So to support our other agents, to build the culture, even if we don't have a guest, we should always, always, always be at least one of these a week in our local market. And a ninja will create these events in their local market if they're not already there, right? And so I have my meetings that I do here. We're starting to do them in Houston. John, I know you're in Houston, so we want to start having those meetings in Houston as well. Every single week. And I will tell you, in the beginning, we had many luncheons where it was just me and Tracy and nobody showed up. But we kept doing them and we kept doing them and we kept doing them. And eventually we'd average 10 and then started averaging about 20. And, we've had as many as 50 or 60 now show up. So, it's a matter of being consistent, making part of your business plan and doing it over and over again. And I would say, as a ninja, I would want to have a local meeting close to me that I could control, right? So I can get there easily. I can get there for lunch and something that I can invite agents to that are really local to me. And so, in San Antonio, we have 2 meetings now. I support the one in New Braunfels and the one here that we do that's real close to us. So, but you need to be doing those, and you need to have those on the schedule. Now, obviously, you got to be able to present before you can do a meeting. And in order to be a presenter, honestly, you just need to see it about 10 times. Once you've seen it about 10 times, it'll just start coming out of you. It's just repetition. So and that brings me to the webinars. You should be, just showing up at the webinars, or, there's a couple of recordings out there, and just listen to it over and over and over again. Every time it's a little different. Every time you learn a little something, put your own spin on it, but keep it simple, follow the slides so it's duplicatable, and duplication is the secret. That's how you create wealth. I have a lot of people that have 10, 12 personals, but they don't, I say a lot. I have a few people that have 10 or 12 personals, but they only have 20 or 30 on their team. I have a few people that maybe have 5 or 6 personals. Randy Donnell is a good example. He only has 6 personals, but he has 75 people on his team because he understands duplication. And so he gets people plugged in. He teaches them what to do. He spends time with them. He shows them the system, and they start to duplicate. People will do 90% of what you do. All right. So anyway, that goes back to the wealth chart. These circles represent your personals, and you're going to start getting personals if you're doing these activities. About 40% of the people that I've shown this to in the last 15 months have ended up joining, and there's still more coming on board all the time from months ago, from the pipeline. So, you may only get 10% in the beginning. It may be 20, maybe your numbers, maybe it's like Brent Gove and you're getting 70 or 80%. But if you're getting 5%, that's better than most companies' recruiting efforts. Keller Williams, Century 21, all of them teach you should have 20, if you have 20 appointments, you should get 1 new agent. That's what they all teach. So the fact that we're destroying those numbers is a clue. That's unbelievable. It just lets you know that it's not so much me as it is the system, right? So 40% are joining right now for me and my team. So the personals are the key to the growth, and then getting them to duplicate. So every time you have a personal join, you're going to write their name either in pencil or on a dry erase board in these circles. All right. So as you start filling these in, you just keep going across. And they're in 5 to a row for a reason. And out beside here, you're going to have 7 boxes. And those represent our 7 tiers. Guys, feel free to jump in at any point if you have questions. Those are my 7 tiers. All right. And on the first tier, we all know we make $2,800. And you need 1 agent to qualify, right? You need 1 personal to qualify. So it's impossible not to qualify on tier 1, which means this top box here represents my personal total. So in this example here, I have 11 personals. So in pencil, I'm going to have an 11 here. Everybody with me on that?
Yeah.
All right. That's easy to track. You're going to know what that is. All of this is really easy to find and track in Guru, which, by the way, Enterprise is coming out next month. That's our own software that's going to do all of this and a ton of other stuff. And trust me, when you see what Enterprise is going to do, this company is going to freaking explode, because no company has ever built a application for your phone like what EXP is building. And everything that we do is going to be accessible eventually through this one application. It's going to be unbelievable. All right. But right now, you go to Guru, and you see how many personals you have. Now they have to be eligible in order to qualify as a personal. In order to be eligible, eligible doesn't have anything to do with being eligible as a real estate agent. I'm talking about eligible for revenue share. In order to be eligible for rev share, you need to, first of all, for the first 6 months, everyone is eligible. All right? In every time you do a deal, a transaction, you get another 6 months of eligibility. If you haven't done a deal in 6 months, they turn red. And when they're red, they're ineligible, which means if you had one of these 11, when ineligible, you drop to 10, which is why it's so important to attract producing agents. Otherwise, you're going to constantly be replacing them. Okay. So if they're eligible, first 6 months are always eligible. After 6 months, if they haven't done a deal, they're ineligible. Now, if you just are a full-time recruiter like Rob Flick and you don't do any deals, what do? Well, he can pay a fee, and that fee is $50 for the first 3 months, and it goes up goes up $25 every 3 months, as high as $200 a month. And you can pay that. You can put that on auto pay, and that maintains your eligibility for rev share. After 3 years with the company, you no longer have to do any of that because you're vested. So any agent that stays with the company 3 years is vested, and they're automatically eligible. Everybody with me on that?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Awesome. So in Guru, has anybody in here not been in Guru?
I don't think I've been in there.
I haven't either.
Okay. All right. So as part of your login credentials, Guru is one of the sites. It shows everybody on your team. It shows what level they're on, so you can see who they're under. So it might look like this. Okay, something like that, and it'll have all these names out beside them. So you can see who they are, what level they're on, and you can click on their name, and it'll show you their production or any deals they've closed. All right, and so you can real simply go in there in total, and you would see, okay, on level 2, you count them up and see how many people you have on level 2. And let's say that's 30. And so this again in pencil, in box number 2 over here, you would come in and put 30. And then you total up your level 3s. Maybe that's 45. And then you total your level 4s, maybe that's 60. And you total your level 5s, and maybe that's 27. You total your level 6s, maybe that's 11. Total up your level 7s, maybe that's 1. All right, and then I have I do a star, and I take the total. Let's change colors here, so make sure you aren't following me. I take the total of all 7 levels. I do this part once a month. Every month I update it. You should probably do it twice a month. But I look in Guru every day. All right, now I look in there every day, because I have new agents on my team every day. So right now, my total count for my team, as of this morning, is 475 agents. So that means the total of these 7 total up to 475. Whatever yours is, that's what it is. Everybody with me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So on level 1, you get 3.5% of every deal that these 11 people do for the month. And in Guru, they usually calculate it on about the 10th. All right. So on about the 10th of the month, you can go in there and your revenue share for the month will be totaled up, exactly how much you're going to get paid, and they deposit the money on the 22nd. Now, Glenn Sanford is working on a program right now. When they finish this, it's going to be another game changer where we're actually going to get paid rev share at closing. So think about that. You got 475 people,
Wow.
and every time they close the deal, you get paid. I'm going to have a little ringtone on my phone that goes off every time that happens. So when I'm in a meeting, it's going to go off 3 or 4 times. I'm like, yep, just made money. All right. So it's going to be huge. So that'll be really cool. But right now you get paid on the 22nd of the month. Now, there are 2 ways that we get paid. Most people don't know this because we don't cover it in the presentation because it's just too much. But it's actually better than we tell people that it is. There's the expansion share, and then there's the franchise share. I don't know why they call it. Maybe it's not franchise share. There's the smaller share. I can't remember what it's called. It's not franchise. I don't know why I said franchise. But there's the expanded. I'm sorry. That's what it is. There's the exponential share and the expansion share. So on level 1, it's 3.5 because you automatically qualify for level 1 no matter what. Everybody that sponsors someone, every time they do a deal, you get 3.5% of every deal they do automatically. On level 2, we have to qualify. If they cap, they make $3,200. Remember, that's not the level. On level 2, let me go back to red here. I'll do it in green. You can call it. You need 5 personals to qualify. That's why there's 5 circles. If these 5 circles have a name in them and they're all qualified, that means I get the exponential share on these 30 people for that entire month. So every one of the deals that they close, those 30 people, I get 3.8% of it, as long as I have my 5 personals. If I don't have my 5 personals, say I only had 4 for the month, then I get the expansion share. And it's less, I think it's like 0.5% instead of 3.8%. You still get something. Okay, on level 3, you need 10 personals. And if they cap, you make 2,000. In this example, I've got 10 because I got those filled in too. So I've got my 10 personals. Any of these 45 people that close a deal this month, I'm going to get, I think it's 2%, no, it's 3%, 3.0%, or 2,000 if they cap. So any of those, I've got my 10, I qualify. So I get 3% on all 45 of those people in any deals they do for the month. If I didn't qualify, I would get the smaller share, whatever that is. Don't have that memorized. All right, now here's where it gets interesting. Level 4, I need 15 personals. I look on my board. Whoops, I only have 11. And I got 60 people. That means I don't qualify for the exponential share, which is $1,200 a month. I mean, if they cap. I get the expansion share, which is a whole lot less. On this, the exponential share for every deal that closes, it's about $200. And then the expansion share, it would probably be about $15 or something like that. So I see that $15. I'm like, okay, that bought lunch, but I could have made half a car payment just from that one deal. So that means I didn't qualify for level 5, level 6, and that one person on level 7 because I only have 11. So this chart really helps you see and you understand the power of 5. On level 1, I need 1. On level 2, I need 5. On level 3, I need 10. Level 4, I need 15. Level 5, I need 20. Level 6, I need 25. And level 7, it goes from 25 to 40. So I need 15 circles there. I don't recommend you put those on your board yet. Just focus on getting to 25. All right? Let this happen. This is going to happen automatically. 7 is going to mature. Eventually, 5 years from now, if you're building this, your business is going to look like this. Rob Flick's business at Keller Williams, they pay through 7 levels. He said his biggest level is probably his 11th or 12th, maybe 13th, which he doesn't get paid on. We don't either, right? And then it goes back down, right? It makes a diamond shape. In the beginning, you know, your biggest level will be your level 1. And then it starts to grow deeper. And then your biggest level will be your level 3. Eventually, your biggest level, as the company matures, there's no way around it, is going to be your 7th level. And 3 years from now, when you have 1,000 people on your 7th level, I think you'll be highly motivated to go get 15 more, because now you're going to be making $4 million a year just on your 7th level. 1,000 times 4,000 is 4 million. Everybody with me on that?
Yes, and wow.
Okay, now, hold on. Let's do this. No, I'll just do it right here small. So when Rob, let me change colors. So everybody on here knows who Rob Flick is. They know who Gene Frederick is. Rob Flick is number 14 in history at KW, profit share earner. Gene Frederick's number 21. We ran Rob's numbers for KW. He makes between 300 and 400,000 a year, every year, and has for the last 10 years, since 2008, since the crash. And it's gotten bigger every single year, even though he hasn't done anything in 15 years. He has about 2,500 agents on his 6th and 7th level at KW. We ran the numbers, and he makes about $86 per year per agent at KW. $86 per year per agent. So if he's making $300,000 a year, that tells you how many agents he has. You could do the math. It's a lot. At EXP, for those people that have 10 or more personals, the average is $1,100 per year per agent. Huge difference, right? And this number is going to go up even more if you open up level 6 and level 7, because no one in the company has done that until the last couple of months. Tracy and I were the first ones to open up level 6, and now Brent Gove will open up level 7 next month for the first time ever in the company. All right. So I expect this is going to go up to like 1,500 per year per agent for those people. But just say 1,100 per year per agent. So when I sat down with Rob, he and I were both brand new. We were looking at this, running the numbers. I said, let's set a 3-year goal. 3-year goal. Let's go 3 years, and let's set a goal to make $500K a year in residual income from EXP. Real easy to do the math. Divide 500,000 by 1,100, and that's how many agents you're going to need, right? And we knew we were probably going to have to open up 6 of the 7 levels and get 25 personals, and going to have to get about 500 agents to do that. That was our 3-year goal. So in 3 years, get 25 personals, get 500 agents on our team, be making $500,000 a year minimum. Now remember, as you're building this, there's about a 4-month lag because agents don't come on with deals, right? So they come on board, they get deals under contract, then they close, and you get paid. So there's about a 3 to 4 month lag on most people coming on board. And if they've already capped at their company, which about 20% of the people that I've already brought on board, they brought their cap with them. We honored it. So I'm getting paid nothing on the top producers, about 20% of them for the first year. That's true with Rob. So you almost got to look at what you do now and then project it forward to next year. So that was the 3-year goal. In 14 months, really since January 2016, that's when I started. If Rob's honest with you, he will tell you that he really didn't start until about March of 2016. So he's really only been building about 12 months. In 14 months, I have 471 on my team, and Rob Flick has over 1,200. In 12 months, Rob Flick made more money in his 12th month from EXP than he did in the same month from Keller Williams. Guys, that is freaking unbelievable. We're at 3,000 agents. This time next year, we're going to be at 20,000 agents. And I believe the year after that, we're going to be 70 to 80,000 agents. I talked to Gene Frederick yesterday. He's an accountant. The guy's the most conservative person you'll ever meet. He said, we will have 10 to 20 agents make $1 million a year in revenue share next year with this company. And he believes we'll have 100 in 2018 make $1 million a year in revenue share out of this company. The number 1 guy in Keller Williams, Brody, makes $600,000 a year. Can you imagine a year from now when there's 10 of us making more than their number 1 guy? Can you say Rome is about to crumble? Did I lose everybody? Are you awake?
Very awake. Yes, very.
If I could just shake you and just tell you, this is a freaking life-changing deal. There's never been anything like this, ever, ever, ever. Nothing. Residual income of $100,000 a month in 3 years? Are you kidding me? Are you wealthy? Maybe you're not rich and famous, but there's nobody out there, maybe other than the athletes that are making that kind of money that, have that kind of time and money freedom. And EXP is doing the heavy lifting. All you do, you plug them in, you mentor them, you help them grow a little bit, and then EXP takes over. So, and EXP is not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but if they were perfect, the opportunity wouldn't be there anymore. That's why I say, you know what? I'm glad we're not perfect. I'm glad the opportunity is still in front of us because the model, the platform is perfect. I would not change. I have looked at this thing inside and out. I've examined this thing 100 ways from Sunday, and I can't think of one thing that I would change about the model. And I'm going to leave you with this. So let me get a new screen here, new picture, whatever. Ah, that didn't work. Try something else. And they will talk about what I'm fixing to share with you more at the shareholders meeting. And if you're not going to shareholders meeting, book your ticket today. I don't care if you got to get on a bus, go. This is, I mean, you need to be around the people. So this is the way we're set up, and we're set up this way for a reason. EXP World Holdings. It's an LLC. It's a publicly traded company. EXP World Holdings owns EXP Realty, own 100% of it. Under EXP Realty are the agents. When you get stock, you don't get stock in EXP Realty. You get stock in EXP World Holdings. EXP Realty allows you to build 3 profit centers. Transactional, which we all know, everybody gets that. We've all been doing that. Investment, we get stock, create a portfolio, buy other properties, create a retirement opportunity. Revenue share creates time and money freedom. This is the big one. And it's what nobody really talks about, but I guarantee you when you go to our shareholders meeting, that's what they're talking about. So think about this. See, being here, being an agent, you can't participate in, so 3% of the revenue in the real estate world is the commissions. That's the smallest part. The rest is mortgage, title, insurance, and all the other businesses and entities that agents refer. That makes up 90% of the money. The long-term goal of this company EXP World Holdings will own mortgage, title, insurance, pest control, lawn control, ta-da, 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 ta-da. And here you are as an agent, and you own stock in this company. So legally, you can get dividends because we're not doing it through EXP Realty. And so as an agent, when you go to a client, right, and a cockroach runs across the floor, you're going to recommend them to our pest control company. That money is going to go to EXP World Holdings, and that's going to get distributed to our shareholders.
Wow.
That is a big ass deal.
Wow.
That's why I don't sleep at night, guys. I know the vision of this company. I know where we're headed. Only a few people talk about this. But when you get that and you understand the power of this thing, you don't sleep anymore, man. You just go get it. So we're looking for other people with like minds. This thing is set up perfectly. The future's bright. Thanks for joining my training. I'll answer any questions that you have. Get your folks on this training. I do it every week. If you want them to see the vision of this company, get them on this training.
Wow.
The other thing is that is why EXP Realty can give up 100% of the revenue share back to the agents that build. Because long term, even if EXP Realty just breaks even, EXP World Holdings is going to be one of the biggest companies in the world. There's no question in my mind. If we don't screw it up as agents, there's no way any other company can come close to what we're building and putting together. And you're going to hear all of this if you come to the shareholders meeting in San Diego. Any questions?
No, other than I'm not going to sleep.
Well, doing EXP insomnia, Bill.
No, I appreciate it. Really appreciate you doing this. This is amazing.
Well, tell Rob, that you were on my training, and
I will.
That I helped him out, because he helps me all the time.
And
I'm happy.
Well, I appreciate you doing that. So thank you so much.
You're welcome, Bill. Have a great day.
You too.
Thank you, Scott. Take care.
Thanks, Scott. That was super insightful. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome, Colin.
Dude. Cool. I feel better that.
We'll see what's recording now.
Yeah.
So that was 40. Was that about 40 minutes?
40. Yeah.